other thing we would say here, some things sound good, but when you really look at the fine print, a lot of this is not great for the collective. It's great for those at the top and who are spinning and controlling things so that they can maintain power. So you've got to start using your discernment, and you've really got to start questioning everything. Who benefits? Who benefits by holding more power, and who benefits financially? If you start looking at those two aspects of things, you're going to start to see that all roads lead back to the same group. It's becoming very transparent now because you are seeing everything unfold very quickly. When things were slower, you weren't necessarily paying attention, but things are definitely heightened. And so you can start to see how this control mechanism works out. We've talked about this for a very long time. Now, some of you will ask about the cabal. It goes much farther than that. There is ET interaction that's been going on, well, really for millions of years on this planet, but some of it very intensely with the fall of Atlantis. There is an intergalactic piece, and that's why right now, as we kind of circle back here to this disclosure, that how it comes out, who gets positioned as the good guy, as it were, and the control of the narrative is so important to so many at the top. So for you, question what you're being told, all right? Look at it and say, is this my truth? Does this resonate with me as my truth? Now, some of you will say, well, what do we do with that? How do we move forward if, you know, our governments are saying one thing? It's about you checking in for yourself and deciding, does this resonate with me or not? And if it doesn't, what do I need to know, or what do I need to do? Sometimes there may be action that you specifically need to take, and it may not be true for everyone. Someone maybe just needs to shift their perspective of reality, and that's enough. Others may feel called to take action, to move to support the energies that you wish to see expressed in the world. It's not necessarily to fight something else. All right. So you're not fighting, bringing something else down. You're putting your energy into building something else up. All right. And that's the message for you to get out, is we're building this instead, not I'm out there fighting against this old thing. Because when you naturally take your energy away from that thing that doesn't resonate with you, it's like pulling a card from a house of cards at the very bottom. You pull those bottom cards out and the whole house of cards comes falling down. You're pulling your energy out of the fear program and that story that you're being told, and you're putting it into the thing that you want to see built, the thing that you want to see expanded. And that is what those at the top who are controlling everything don't want you to know. They want you engaged in that fear program and in that fight. Because when you're fighting that thing, your energy isn't going towards building something else. It keeps you in a loop. We've talked about this quite a bit, about the process of manifestation. When you judge something, all right, when you want to make it separate from you, the process of manifestation will keep you engaged in that loop with it. You cannot elevate yourself to move towards something that is of a higher resonance, something that is of a higher vibrational nature, until you release the judgment of that thing. So don't judge those that are of the dark. Just know that the game is going on, and take your energy out of the game and move it to the new game. You are exceptionally powerful. And that is what those in control do not want you to know. All right. So we want everybody to take a nice deep breath right now. Take another nice deep breath. Ishona ara ikata emene esa inkure imamana kate ere thakata ano o papate kate ere ishakatoa. You are an aspect of the divine. And as such, you are infinitely loved, supported, seen, and powerful. There is nothing that truly, as you align with the frequency, you cannot create. And what you're learning is how to put yourself in proper alignment with frequencies. All right, take another nice deep breath. We know for many of you, as we talk about this, a lot of the fear programs get triggered, which is why we just did the language of light to help you shift your frequency again. A lot of fear programs get activated, and we want you standing in your power. You can shift it very quickly out of fear. The moment you come back to that heart-centered space, you move out of fear and you move into your power. It's why we harp on it endlessly of moving into this heart-centered space. It's you, it's your portal, your gateway to accessing the divine. Humans are exceptionally unique in the galaxy and frankly in the universe because of your ability to so readily access the spark of the divine. Because of the game, the grand experiment, the species, humans were given all this genetic material and this wide range of emotion to play with, but this also allows you a very strong ability to access the spark of creation, all right, to really stand in your power. It's much more difficult sometimes for other beings to do that when they enter into duality and into density. It can be much more difficult because they don't have the emotional range. They don't have all of the potentials, all of the subtle nuances to kind of work through an issue when you don't have the same emotional range or the same patterns, the mental patterns or ways of thinking, new and exciting ways of developing and creating. But you have that, and it's quite unique, which makes you exceptionally powerful. And some of these beings who've been controlling things, they're a little afraid of you standing in your power and rising up in the game, because there are two things that happen. One, it is a game. If you enjoyed this channeling and you'd like to experience more from the Pleiadian Collective, be sure to check out our live online group sessions, The Pleiadian Perspective. For more information or to register for an upcoming event, visit our website at higherfrequencies.net.